Have you ever looked into someone's eyes and suddenly realized this person has been lying, manipulating, or deceiving you all along? And the moment they sense that you've figured them out, everything changes, the masks fall, the games get darker. Because when an evil person realizes you know who they really are, they don't back off. They strike harder, smarter, colder, more dangerous. This video is your warning signal. It's about the 7 twisted things evil people do when they know that you know. You need to see them before it's too late. So if you've ever been hurt, betrayed, used, or emotionally manipulated by someone you trusted, this video is for you. Stay till the end, because each point gets darker and more revealing. And if you're ready to protect your peace, take back your power, and never fall into their trap again, hit the like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the mind of someone truly evil. 1. They start gaslighting you harder. The moment an evil person realizes you've figured them out, something shifts. But not on the surface. No screaming, no apology. Just a dangerous silence. And then, the manipulation begins to mutate. They panic, but they do it strategically. They know they can't lose control over you. So instead of confronting the truth or taking accountability, they launch their most psychologically corrosive weapon, gaslighting. Suddenly, every conversation turns into a maze. You say something based on truth, and they twist it. You bring up facts, and they bend them. You recall how something happened, and they say, "That's not how it was at all." You question their behavior, and they accuse you of being paranoid, sensitive, or unstable. They say things like, "Why would you even think that about me?" Or, "You're remembering it wrong." And with each word, they are not defending themselves. They're attacking your perception of reality. This isn't just lying. This is psychological warfare. They are planting seeds of doubt so deep that you begin questioning your own instincts, your memory, even your sanity. You start to think, maybe I'm overreacting, or maybe it is my fault. And that's exactly what they want. Because once they can manipulate your mind, they can still control your life. Gaslighting at this level isn't just toxic, it's spirit-crushing. It makes you feel like you're trapped in your own head, screaming for truth in a room full of silence. And the cruelest part? They'll do it with a calm voice, a soft smile, maybe even a concerned tone. Because evil doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers. So if you ever feel like you have to record conversations just to prove what really happened, if you've ever apologized for things you didn't do, or cried wondering, "Am I going crazy?" Understand this. You're not crazy. You're being gaslit, on purpose and with precision. And that is the first dark move they make when they know you've seen the real them. 2. They play the victim. The moment an evil person realizes you've seen through their facade, when you finally connect the dots and confront the truth, they don't admit, they don't explain, they perform. And the role they slip into isn't the villain, it's the victim. All of a sudden, they're the one who's shattered. They act as if you've broken them. They cry, they tremble, their voice shakes. They spin a story so masterfully tragic that even you might start to feel guilty for exposing them. They'll say things like, "I never expected this from you," or "I've done so much for you, and this is what I get." And it doesn't stop there. Behind your back, they begin their quiet campaign. They go to your friends, your coworkers, maybe even your family, and they start to paint you as the problem. They call you toxic, difficult, abusive. They describe how you turned cold, how they tried everything to make the relationship work. And the worst part, they do it before you get the chance to speak. Why? because they know exactly what they're doing. This isn't about truth. This is about control, about narrative, about power. And if they can't be the hero in your story anymore, they'll make damn sure they become the victim in everyone else's. That way, even after losing access to your life, they still control how the world sees you. And people will believe them. Because evil people often wear the most convincing masks. They don't look like villains. They look like wounded lovers, loyal friends, humble souls who tried their best. Meanwhile, you, the one who woke up and broke free, are portrayed as cruel, heartless, unstable. It's emotional blackmail disguised as heartbreak. It's manipulation wrapped in misery. And it's one of the most dangerous moves they make because it isolates you. It makes people turn away from you at the exact moment you need support. So if someone starts playing the victim after you called out their lies, exposed their manipulation, or walked away from their abuse, don't second-guess yourself. Don't get pulled back into their trap out of sympathy. Because their pain, it's a costume. They're not hurting. They're acting. And you are just wise enough to stop being part of their show. 3. They try to smear your reputation. Once an evil person realizes they no longer have control over you, once you stop responding to their guilt trips, once their manipulation stops working, something far more sinister begins. They don't just walk away. They begin a silent war. A war not on your body, but on your name. They start trying to destroy how others see you. They'll go behind your back and tell stories carefully crafted to stain your character. Just enough truth to make it believable, but soaked in lies to make you look like the monster. They don't need evidence. They don't need witnesses. All they need is access to people who trust you, and then they drip-feed poison into their ears. You'll find yourself suddenly isolated. Friends stop calling. Coworkers act distant. People start whispering when you walk by, and you have no idea why. Why is this happening? Because they've been working in the shadows, crafting a version of you that doesn't exist. They'll say you were manipulative, that you had anger issues, that you were unstable or dishonest, or even abusive. And they'll tell it in a way that sounds just believable enough. They'll cry. They'll look heartbroken. They'll say things like, "I don't want to talk badly about them, but..." And that's the line they use right before they destroy your image piece by piece. This is psychological assassination. They can't manipulate you anymore. So now they manipulate everyone else. They turn people into weapons. And the terrifying part? They often succeed. Because people love a story. People love drama. And when someone paints themselves as the fragile victim of a toxic or crazy person, it's often easier to believe the performance than to question the truth. Especially when the real you, calm, quiet, trying to heal, isn't out there defending yourself. This smear campaign isn't just meant to punish you. It's meant to break you, to make you feel completely alone, to convince you that you'll be misunderstood, abandoned, even hated if you ever speak your truth. But here's what they forget. The truth doesn't need a spotlight to exist. It lives, even in silence. And while their lies may echo for a while, truth echoes forever. So when you notice your circle shrinking, when people start treating you differently for no reason, understand, it's not your fault. It's part of their game. But don't panic, because anyone who can be turned against you by lies was never truly on your side to begin with. 4. They pretend to be nice. Again, just when you think it's over, just when you've exposed them, distanced yourself and begun to reclaim your peace, they come back. But not with rage, not with apologies. They come back with a smile. Suddenly, they're kind again, polite, warm, thoughtful. It's like a switch flipped and they're trying to act like nothing ever happened. They laugh at your jokes. They remember your favorite things. They say they miss the old times. And for a moment, you might wonder, were they really that bad? Did I overreact? Don't fall for it. This is not healing. This is not redemption. This is bait. You see, when an evil person knows the mask has fallen, when they realize you figured them out, they know the only way back in is to repackage the same poison in a sweeter bottle. So they perform again, but this time as the version of themselves you always wished they were. They show fake remorse. They're generous, attentive, even gentle. But it's all a test. They're studying you, watching for cracks in your boundaries, looking for signs of weakness. Because if you let them back in, if you give them even 1 inch of access to your life again, they won't just play the same game. They'll play it harder. They'll strike deeper. Because now, they don't just want control. They want revenge. Their kindness is a trap, a performance, a test of whether you're still emotionally vulnerable to their manipulation. And sadly, many people fall for this stage because we're wired to believe in second chances. We want to believe people can change, and that's exactly what they prey on. But remember this, if someone suddenly becomes sweet right after you've exposed their darkness, it's not growth, it's strategy, because evil doesn't always rage when it's losing. Sometimes it smiles. So don't let their fake kindness confuse your clarity. You didn't imagine their cruelty. You didn't exaggerate their manipulation. You woke up. You saw the truth. And no amount of charm, gifts, or soft-spoken lies can undo that. Stay strong. Stay cold. Stay away. Because if you open that door again, they won't walk in to rebuild. They'll walk in to finish what they started. 5. They turn others against you. After you expose them, after you stop playing along with their manipulation, evil people often shift to a more insidious tactic. They stop confronting you directly. Because now, it's not about convincing you anymore. It's about destroying everything around you. So they start turning people against you. Quietly, strategically, and with terrifying precision. They go to your friends, your family, your colleagues, sometimes even strangers who barely know you, and they begin whispering a different version of the story. A version where you are the villain, where you're unstable, angry, paranoid. They say you overreact, that you twist things, that you're hard to deal with. And they say it not with rage, but with calm, with concern. Like they're the mature one, just trying to cope with your supposed chaos. And slowly, people start to change. They look at you differently. They talk to you less. They question your motives. They hesitate before trusting you again. You begin to feel isolated, cornered, even gaslit by your own circle. And that's exactly what the evil person wanted. They can't control you anymore. So now they control how others see you. They're pulling the strings from behind the scenes, turning your support system into a silent courtroom where you're being judged for crimes you didn't commit. This is not just betrayal, it's psychological warfare. They're using people you love as weapons against you. They're poisoning the well before you even take a sip. And the worst part? They do it with such calm precision that it's hard to trace back to them. They never look like the aggressor. They look like the reasonable one, the one who's just concerned, while you, the one trying to survive, to explain, to defend yourself, end up looking exactly like the person they described. Emotional, defensive, difficult. This is social manipulation at its darkest level. It's not just about destroying your reputation anymore. It's about destroying your connections, your sense of belonging, your ability to trust. They want to isolate you so deeply that you question not only who they are, but who you are. But don't let their manipulation rewrite your truth. Don't let their lies become louder than your lived reality. And most importantly, don't beg for validation from people who've been poisoned by deceit, because anyone who can be turned against you by someone else's words was never truly standing with you to begin with. An E6. They act like nothing happened. Sometimes the most disturbing thing an evil person does when you've uncovered the truth is absolutely nothing. No arguments, no denial, no explosive reaction, no attempt to defend or explain themselves. They just act as if nothing ever happened. They greet you like usual, talk casually, smile in your presence. They move through your world with a chilling calm, like the emotional earthquake you just experienced never even took place. It's not forgetfulness, it's not shock, it's calculated silence. Because this, right here, is one of their most sinister weapons: psychological stillness. The goal isn't to resolve anything, it's to disarm you without lifting a finger. They want you to feel confused, disoriented, unsure. They want you to question your own reality. Did I imagine the manipulation? Was I too sensitive? Maybe it wasn't that serious after all. This is how they twist your truth, not with confrontation, but with cold, empty normalcy. They know if they stay silent long enough, your mind will do the work for them. They know your need for closure will eat you from the inside. And they know if they just act normal eventually, you might too. But this isn't healing. It's not peace. It's psychological warfare in its quietest form. Because silence, when used by an evil person, is never neutral. It's a strategy. It's a way to dodge accountability without ever looking guilty. It's a way to make you feel like you're the one holding a grudge, like you're the one being dramatic. It's emotional erosion, slow, invisible, but deadly. And the most dangerous part? If you're not careful, you start playing along. You stay quiet too. You stop bringing it up. You pretend you're okay just to keep the peace. And in doing so, their silence wins. Their manipulation continues, now wrapped in silence and smiles. But don't let the quiet fool you. Don't mistake their calm for innocence. What you're seeing is not peace, it's control. What you're feeling is not overreaction. It's your intuition screaming beneath the silence. Because when someone can hurt you deeply and then act like nothing ever happened, that's not just toxic, that's sociopathic. 7. They plan their exit, or their revenge. When an evil person realizes that you've woken up, that you've seen through the lies, the manipulation, the games, they know the performance is over. The mask has cracked, and now you're no longer under their spell. But don't expect a respectful exit. Don't expect honesty, closure, or remorse. Evil doesn't leave quietly. No, what happens next is far more calculated and far more dangerous. Some disappear overnight, completely. They ghost you, vanish from your life, cut all contact like you never even existed. And it's not because they're scared. It's because they want you to feel worthless, disposable, like the bond you thought you had meant absolutely nothing. It's a final psychological stab. You didn't matter enough for even a goodbye. This kind of exit isn't silence. It's emotional abandonment, carefully crafted to leave you in shock, spinning, questioning everything. But sometimes they don't leave at all. Sometimes they stay behind and begin plotting. They may smile, they may go quiet, but inside they're seething, because now that they can't control you, they want to ruin you. They begin planting emotional landmines, sabotaging your name, spreading quiet rumors, undermining your relationships, poisoning your workplace. They want you to suffer, to lose things, to bleed without understanding where the pain is coming from. They might not yell, They might not throw things, but make no mistake, they're at war with you in silence. And this revenge? It's not messy. It's strategic. It's meant to break you down slowly, so that the damage looks like it came from nowhere. They don't want to walk away empty-handed. If they can't manipulate your mind, they'll manipulate your world. If they can't own your love, they'll try to own your pain. Because for them, closure doesn't mean moving on. It means leaving something broken behind. Whether that's your confidence, your reputation, your peace, or your connections, evil people want to make sure you remember them through damage. So when they start backing away or growing eerily calm, don't relax. Watch closely. Protect your energy. Protect your name, because their exit may not be a retreat. It might just be the beginning of the next attack. As we conclude, evil people aren't always monsters in the movies. Sometimes, they're the charming friend, the sweet partner, the person you once trusted with your soul. But now you've seen the signs. Now you know what they do when they know you know. So don't go silent. Don't doubt your gut. Drop a comment if you've ever faced someone like this. Like and subscribe for more truth bombs like this. Because in a world full of fake faces, we need voices that speak raw, real, and unfiltered. You're not crazy. You're just finally seeing clearly.